I can't wait until I reach my goal weight so I can eat normal again. I can't wait to lose 10 more pounds so that I can fit into normal size clothes. Let's wait until she comes back to town in a few months. That way she'll be able to eat more normal food. I can't wait till I lose more weight so that I can look like a normal person. Wow, I miss eating out with all my friends. I wish I could eat all that normal food. I miss when I was skinny because I used to look more normal. What is normal? Somebody suggested me make this video because of a comment that I made recently on another video I was watching. And I decided to wait until today to do it because I was waiting until I hit my next mini goal, which was to be at 179. I met that goal. I am now at 179.9. It is June 18th or 19th. And I'm sitting outside in the hot sun making this video because people get all hung up on what they think is normal. You know, when I think of normal, I think of people who go out to eat at McDonald's or Burger King and eat the really big, large French fries and the supersized hamburgers and the really big, large soda. Or they go out with their friends to KFC and they eat 5 or 6 pieces of chicken out of the 20-piece chicken bucket. Where they eat 10 pieces of pizza at the buffet. So, what people have a huge misconception of is normalness. First off, eating normal is not eating all of that junk food. Eating normal is actually the complete opposite of that. Normal is like low carbs, fruits and vegetables, smaller portions. Being able to eat at a restaurant and having to take more than half of your food home because you can't finish it all. And that dinner consisting of mostly vegetables and small pieces of meat, like maybe something off of the low-calorie menu, is more normal. People have been conditioned and trained to feel like that eating Burger King and eating McDonald's and eating things that are actually not good for you at all is what is normal. People have been trained to feel like as long as you have to wear plus size clothing, you don't fit within a normal weight range. Well, clothing sizes doesn't dictate your weight and it doesn't dictate your size because clothing is made differently. Each brand makes their style different. Some brands of clothes make their clothes severely undersized. So you might be a size 10 in one thing, but then be a size 12 or 14 in another thing. And then in something else, you might be all the way up to a size 16. It's on how it's made, not so much your size. People get so hung up on sizes to dictate their overall health or their overall weight. It's really not about that. It also depends on how your body is made, what your physique is, I guess. Like, I don't know, I said before in my goals video or somewhere, I think I said that I am particularly a very large boned person. I am. I have very broad shoulders. I have wide hips. My collarbones are very wide in comparison to somebody else's. So even when I was smaller, have never been able to wear below a size 14 in jeans because of my hip size. And I said before that I was hoping I could get down to a size 12, but realistically, I don't know if that will ever happen because I am of a larger physique. I will say that a lot of women generally don't have the large stature like I do. I was at Sharks in North Little Rock with a friend of mine. We were getting catfish, and I actually thought this was kind of ignorant, but at the same time it was kind of funny. So this lady at the checkout counter, after I paid for my food, asked my friend, he said, "Did she just go into the men's bathroom?" He said, "No, why would she go in the men's bathroom?" "Well, is she a man?" "I don't think so. I mean, all that makeup on, and she's got a chest that a lot of women would dream of having. Ma'am, I don't think that she's a man." I think you better look again. It was kind of like, I couldn't believe they said that. But in a way, though, because of my large stature, I guess sometimes some people may think that I am a man, or maybe even think that I was one at some point, because now we live in a non-gendered society where there are a lot of transgenders, a lot of cross-dressers, and whatnot. Anything goes in 2017. To me, there's really no certain normal size clothing. For that reason, because it depends on a lot. It depends on how your body is built. It depends on how you carry your weight. It depends on a lot of different factors. So clothing size is not really important. So, I can't wait to reach my goal weight so I can eat normal food again. Well, what is normal? So you want to do all that work, reach your goal, and then go back to eating French fries and hamburgers and pizza and all that junk that's not a part of your medical weight loss nutrition guide that you're obligated to follow for the rest of your life. I had to come inside because my husband started mowing the grass. So, as I was saying, eating normal, well, the nutrition plan that they gave everybody who had the surgery is more of what a normal diet would look like. As Dr. Oz said one time, healthy looking people that are of a healthier weight, who are in shape and who monitor themselves on a daily basis, healthy people, shop the perimeter of the store. In other words, all the aisles where you find all the box foods and all that, those people don't shop there. Healthy people shop the produce and dairy section, and sometimes the meat section. They eat clean. Whereas people have been trained to believe that eating normal is eating all the box stuff. Eating normal is fixing pasta for supper every night. Normal is being able to just eat anything that you look at in the grocery store. It's like, oh, this looks good, I'll just buy it and eat it. Oh, that looks good, I'll try that too. Without considering the consequences, or without looking at the ingredients or the nutrition facts. The reason why we have such an obesity epidemic in the United States especially is because of the way that we've all been conditioned or trained to eat. And what people missed is healthy eating consists of fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, fresh meat, Nothing processed, nothing that's canned or packaged. Um, Not eating fast food, and not always making healthy choices when we could be. You can make healthy choices at McDonald's. They do have salads. They do have things that are a little bit more on the healthier side for you to eat. No, it's not perfect. It's not the very best, but it's not the worst either. So that goes the normal eating right out the window. You know, when my friend said, well, let's wait until she comes back in a few months so she can eat normal again. His normal is pasta, French fries, hamburgers, corn tortillas, junk like that. Yeah, it tastes good, but everything good is bad and everything bad is good. I don't know if you ever watched the movie Formula 151. That song, there's a song at the end of the movie that says, everything good is bad, everything bad is good. And it's the truth. It's actually the truth. Everything good for you is bad because it doesn't taste good to you. It doesn't seem right. It doesn't make you feel full. It doesn't give you that satisfied feeling. It doesn't make you feel the same as eating all of the good stuff makes you feel. The good stuff is bad because it tastes really delicious. It's what we crave on a daily basis. It's what we will choose to eat over a salad or something else that might be healthier. It's what we have to feel satisfied and to feel full. So when people say that WLS is the easy way out, oh, it's so easy. I mean, you can just like have the surgery and then eat whatever you want and lose weight no matter what. Well, that's not quite true. It's actually a lot of work. It was a lot of work. It took me about 6 months to go through the whole process to even get the surgery. And then my surgery was originally scheduled for December 6th and was rescheduled for January 5th. It took a lot of work for me to get my doctor to sign off on the letter saying that I was cleared and approved by him for surgery. Because when I went to him last July to discuss it with him, you know, before I completed everything I was supposed to, I thought, you know, I'll try to get the letter of approval before I go see the surgeon. That way I can hand that letter into the surgeon before I complete everything. And then I can have it at my consultation and it'll get me like one step closer. Well, so I went to the doctor. He said, that's crazy. I mean, weight loss surgery normally doesn't work. There goes that word normal again. What's normal? Just because it didn't work for somebody else doesn't mean it's not going to work for me. The reason it didn't work for somebody else could be for a number of reasons, but for the biggest reasons that I see is people lose all the weight after they've had surgery and then they try to go back to the way they were eating before. They go back to the old habits that got them there in the first place. You can't do that. You can't do that. And then he said, you're wasting your time. Most of the people end up regaining all the weight. And you're overweight, but you're really not that bad. You're not morbidly obese. What is morbid? I was class 4 obese. I think that's pretty morbid. And when I looked at myself in the mirror, I saw something that looked absolutely disgusting and morbid. So again, it's all in a matter of opinion. That was his opinion. And I said, well, doctor, I mean, I'm having this surgery. I've made up my mind. I've spent a lot of time doing the research, and, you know, I'm going through a nutrition class. I'm going to go to the consultation to see my doctor, you know, for the surgery. I'm starting the process. So that day he gave me a letter saying that I had high blood pressure and that my BMI was whatever it was at the time. I think it was 39. So I took it to my surgeon, and then he accepted that, and we went on with the process. My, husband, so yeah, I think you're wasting your time. I think you better find a different PCP. I don't think he's ever going to sign off on a letter saying that you qualify for the surgery and that it's medically necessary. I don't think he's ever going to do it. And I said, no. I'm kind of upset at the things that he said today, but let me do this. Let me go through the psych eval, the nutrition class, the endoscope, and all that. I'll get copies and records of everything that I have done. After I get everything finished, I will take all the papers to him and let him in. So that day, whenever I saw him, I think it was mid-September, I had everything ready. I said, I need the letter saying the surgery is medically necessary. He looked through everything. I said, well, I'll sign on it. Sign on the letter. So we went back a week later, and he had absolutely no problem signing it. So I just, again, normal. Normal is such a loosely thrown around word, The definition of one person's normal is going to be completely different from the definition of somebody else's normal. So I just thought that I would come in and share these thoughts, because I really just feel like that people for so long have been misillusioned and taught the complete opposite of what is actually normal. Because I feel a lot more normal than I did. I like the fact that I can go to a restaurant and eat a little bit of my food and have to take more than half of it home. That's normal to me. Because I saw people before I had the surgery being able to do that. People who have never had surgery before being able to take their food home with them because they couldn't finish it all. And I said, wow, what's wrong with me? Why can't I do that? Why did I just sit there and eat a whole plate of unhealthy food and not have to take any of it home? That's weird. People around me is like, damn, how did you finish all that? I can't even eat half of mine. It's like, I don't know. I don't know where I find the room for food. Or seeing people around me picking more healthier choices off the menu. That was normal. That's what I wanted to be. That's what I wanted to do. I thought, well, why can't I do that? I could eat a big salad and never be full from off of it until I had a piece of bread or something that had carbs in it. But now, almost 6 months out from surgery, I can actually go on liquids all day long and not be worried about it, not feel hungry, not feeling like I need to eat. It's not really important anymore. Or get the idea, I'd like to have a cookie, but then being able to blow it off. Like before, I would not have been able to do that. Like, I want a cookie, and I'm getting not one cookie, but 5 or 6 cookies. Some people that know me, when I tell them there are some things that I'll never be able to eat again, can't accept that. Like, you'll be able to eat it eventually, won't you? No, it's not in my nutrition plan. Yeah, but that's just a diet that you have to follow for the first year or something. No, it's not. It's something I have to follow for the rest of my life. Because if I don't, I can regain the weight. But how can you regain if you can't eat much anyway? Well, because sometimes it's not how much you eat, sometimes it's what you eat. So even though I eat a very small amount of food now, I could still potentially regain if I just kept eating junk. People that I know who have never had the surgery and who are adamantly against it can't seem to wrap their brain around never being able to eat some things ever again. But for me, it's a very fair exchange. I get to be a healthier weight and be a healthier person for the rest of my life in exchange for not being able to eat some things. That's fair. I can totally take that. If I had to do it again tomorrow, I would. It was worth every bit of pain and agony and frustration and work that I went through to get here. It was worth every bit of it. And weight loss surgery is not the easy way out. It's not easy. You don't just wake up one day and decide to have a major surgery. It takes a lot of work. And then after you have the surgery, it takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of determination to stay with the program and follow all the directions like you're supposed to. That's not easy. It's not easy to have to sit and spend the rest of your life constantly monitoring what you're putting in your mouth and monitoring your weight, monitoring your calories, and keeping up with how much exercise you're getting. That's not easy. But people have been trained to think that when you have weight loss surgery, it just makes everything easy for you from that point on. That's not true. With that said, what do you think is normal? I think now that I've gone through all this and I'm almost 6 months out, below 180 pounds, that seems to me more like the right thing for me. It's kind of monumental because the last time I was 179 was maybe around late April 2011. And I didn't stay there for long. I think in the latter part of May, I briefly saw 165. And then 2 or 3 days later, I jumped right back up to 170. That I only maintained for the rest of the summer, and then I started getting the weight back. The reason I keep reflecting on 2011 is because that has been the only time in my adult life that I got down to what I felt like was a more healthy and more normal weight for me. Outside of the time when I was starved, when my ex was involved, and to make long story short, I was forced to quit my job, and we just didn't have any money for food, and I would go days and days without food. I never knew what I weighed at that point. All I remember is one time being able to fit into a size 32 in men's jeans. That was also a very, very unhealthy time in my life. There was a lot of unhealthy things going on in my life at the time. So I don't consider that being a healthy weight for me. In fact, I think back then I may have possibly been underweight. I don't know, but anyway, 2011 was the only time that I have ever really been at what I considered to be a normal and healthy weight for me. And I stayed there for a very, very short time. Comment below on what you think is normal. What's your definition of normal? I'd love to hear from you. And I just wanted to share these thoughts with you. And I'm sorry for all the interruptions and everything going on with my kids and whatnot. I will see you in the next one after my 6-month post-op update with my surgeon. So that day I won't be posting until probably later in the afternoon. It's going to be Friday the 23rd, so I will see you in the next one. If you're new, please subscribe, and thanks for watching.